What's up guys, it's your boy Caleb Talks and welcome back to another video here. And today we're doing something a little bit different, okay? So is it different? I don't really know. But hey, what are we doing here, Caleb? What are we doing here? Why am I asking myself a question? Okay, so what we're doing today is that we are going to be doing a reaction. I know I haven't done a reaction in like a really long time, but today this is gonna be an interesting one. So if you haven't known, I guess it's a popular thing now. Jubilee are doing, they usually do like a do blank people think the same, you know, that type of thing, where they just bring a bunch of people with like something in common and ask if they think the same. But they're doing that for virgins, and if you haven't gotten the gist right now, I am a virgin, so I'd say I'm pretty educated on being a virgin. Okay, I am pretty equipped to discuss the concept of virginity in our society, and so that's why I'm here ready to do it. So without further ado, we're gonna get right into it. Excuse my sweaty face. I'm gonna wash my face soon. But yeah, basically, let's get right into this video and get right into this reaction. All right, guys, so we are on the video. As you can see, the series is called Spectrum, so we're gonna be discussing some of the things they talk about here. So let's get right into it. This is kind of groovy. Hey! All right.
Oral sex counts as losing your virginity. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it there because I think this is an interesting question. So I think let's just get it started and let me talk about why I'm a virgin in the first place. So, first and foremost, I mean, I'm kind of been just kind of weird on, so up until middle school, I was just weird. Then in high school, I knew I was weird, therefore I lost confidence and then couldn't even like look girls in the eye. And then in college, it just hasn't really progressed there yet. So I wouldn't even be tempted to be a virgin, to lose my virginity, but even if I was, I'm saving myself for marriage because of God and Christianity and all that stuff. And I'll discuss that more later on. So for me, oral sex counts as losing your virginity because the whole point of saving yourself till marriage is not doing anything sexual until marriage. So for me, that would count as losing your virginity somewhat. And so that's why I would say somewhat agree. So let's see what these people are saying and why they said it.
I mean, I believe that we call it oral sex for a reason because you get the same benefits from somebody's mouth as you would from vaginal intercourse. So it is sex.
I think I agree with that because it's like growing up, that's what sex is. It's right. It's the whole thing. But that makes sense because you're getting to the same end goal. So yeah. I'm gonna go here.
Ooh, she switched up.
It makes me rethink, kind of. I've just always assumed it's just penetration.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like losing my virginity means like receiving it through my back end, if you all know what I'm saying. But that's just like my own personal definition of like what virginity to me is.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, people have different perspectives on virginity in general, so it's just how you see it, really. But yeah, let's listen to the next question.
I am afraid of having sex.
All right, let's see what they choose.
1, go.
That's scary.
You said I'm
Okay, so according to the Instagram poll, most people would agree with this. I'm not afraid of having sex, really, and I'm surprised a lot of people, said that. I wouldn't say I'm afraid of it. I think I'm just maybe I'm a little like wary of like what's gonna happen. But for me, I'm just like, when I end up with someone who's gonna, who's hopefully, on the same path as me, saving themselves until marriage and things like that, I'm not really concerned about, I'm not really afraid, I guess. I'm just kind of like, it's going to be interesting. I might be a little bit nervy, but I'm not afraid. I think a fear is is not really where I would be going with that. But so I would say for me, I would say disagree. Or strongly. I would say disagree, not strongly, but I would disagree. Because I would feel a bit nervous. But let's see why these like everyone decided to say agree to that. Let's see.
I'm afraid, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm definitely not afraid. I'm actually kind of wait. You guys are afraid of sex?
He's like me. He's just like
my
me.
Path. I will get married. I will have sex with my wife, and it's going to be great. I have no fear about that whatsoever.
You're like
Yeah,
exposing
same.
yourself at your rawest form to another human being.
Who I love.
Who you love, yeah, okay, that's true.
Who loves me? Yeah.
But you're not like at all like even nervous?
No.
I'm not. I'm definitely not.
I mean, I'm talking right now, so I don't know how I'll be in the room. But like, if it's a person who I love and we've dated and we know each other and we know how we work, communication is key. No, I would be very.
This man's on to something.
Just
this
in general, I
man's
just feel like I'm going to be extremely awkward. So, yeah, I'm a little scared, but.
I'm not really scared of losing it to the wrong person because no matter what, I intend for it to be just this monogamous one-time thing, but I am scared of that person perhaps not being the one that I'm supposed to be with forever, for the rest of my life.
I think like a lot of the pressure does come from like porn because it paints a picture in your mind that like 90% of the time can't be fulfilled or satisfied. So if I'm gonna be having sex, right? She expects like an iPhone Pro 12 Max, and all I have is a 12 mini. You know, like that's what some guys think.
That's
right?
a good
and
reason,
you feel
I
like
guess.
you can't live up to those standards because for the most part, you probably can't. It's fake.
I heard you whisper, I don't care, and I felt the same way. Like, I think that the right person wouldn't care.
Maybe we just have too much time to think about these things and we put too much pressure on ourselves for whatever reason to look a certain way or act a certain way. And you're gonna figure that out when the time is right. So why worry? Why spend your time worrying about that right now?
Yeah. Okay, so for me, I'm feeling like if, you know, and I think that's a valid fear to have, that like you just won't be good enough and you won't live up to the standard, I guess, when you're, you know, exposing yourself and having sex. I think that for me, the way I see it is that, you know, that's going to be a journey that me and my wife are going to have together, right? So like if she saving herself for marriage, you know, and I am saving myself for marriage, then when we're both going to be raw, we're both not going to be like the best at it, but we're going to grow together and like our chemistry is going to develop like that. I feel like that's what a lot of people say, like, oh, you're going to wait so long, then you're just going to have bad sex. But and I think this is actually statistic, but like the stats show that people who wait till marriage actually enjoy their sex more. So hey, I'm not gonna, you know, put it on anyone to do whatever, but like, you know, I mean, I can understand people having fears of that, but for me, I'm just chilling, and my wife and I are gonna grow together in that relationship. So I'm chilling. We'll see what others say.
So maybe I'm a little bit less scared.
Oh, we've seen a few switch ups.
I'm saving myself for marriage. 3, 2, 1, go.
Nice. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I'd say strongly agree here. I mean, how can you like, what's the difference between the agrees? Yeah, I'm saving myself for marriage, for the most part. I mean, I guess it's kind of like something that you just kind of do as a Christian, but like, it also is just how I see it and how, you know, sex is, and all the shows and all the drama you see and stuff like that. You don't want to get in something, and, you know, the fact that sex is such a deep emotional connection, right? You don't want to get into that outside of marriage, and then all of a sudden you're not with that person anymore, but your mind is still connected to them, you know? I feel like and this isn't even like a Christian perspective. I feel like that's just like how I see it from a non-Christian standpoint. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely saving myself for marriage, so obviously strongly agree. Let's see what these people say.
Saving myself for marriage was something I was taught growing up. It was something very indoctrinated to my mind. So, you know, at a young age, I made that decision. I don't want to give that part of me to somebody else that's not going to take that journey with me.
I think the energy exchange between me and my future wife will just be so powerful that when we do get married, I'm just waiting for that moment. And I know that in the future years after that moment, it'll just be great sex after great sex after great sex, just because I've waited for that moment and it's something special to me.
Yeah,
So
I rate that.
I haven't been in a relationship, and I'm not sure how I would act in a relationship. So that's why I'm on the just agree line, because I would love to save myself from marriage. That's what I am aiming for at this point. But I also haven't dated anybody or been in any relationship, so I don't know how I'm gonna act. I don't know if that's gonna be my first love or what type of pressure is going to be on me. So that's why I'm not on strongly agree, because I'm still a human and I don't know.
Okay.
Have many men like asked you out on dates or like tried to date you?
Yes, but I usually run away because I'm scared.
And like, what causes you to run away? Like, what's like?
I think my
Yo, is he
mentality
trying to
when
make
I
a
was
move or
young,
something?
just being
He said,
afraid
"You
of
gonna be my future
men
wife."
in general, just because getting pregnant where I'm from wasn't abnormal at a young age, so I just never wanted that to happen to me.
Just like her, I have like zero relationship experience, except no one asked me to go out with them. Another compelling thing for me on saving my virginity to a marriage is that, you know, I had an unfortunate occasion on being sexually mishandled by a girl when I was young. I didn't know back then it was considered, you know, not good until later on. And it made me very protective, very selective.
I used to have that mentality of wanting to wait till marriage. That was something when I was younger. I just, for some reason, that's what I wanted to do. I didn't grow up in a religious home where that was something that was expected at all. It was just a decision I wanted to make. But I think for me, it started to evolve into when I feel comfortable, when I feel it's someone that I want to have that experience with. But I didn't want it to be this like checkbox that I needed to have filled before I decided to make that decision.
That's fair. I agree with that aspect of it, but like I feel like marriage is like when you see marriage as like a commitment, like for life. That's the moment it feels like when you're committed. Then it doesn't really matter. So I get that. When you're comfortable, makes sense. What else was I gonna say? That one girl that was talking about how like she kind of doesn't know how she's gonna act in a relationship. That's another good point, because you feel like you can say all this stuff, but when you get in a relationship and you're in love and stuff like that, it's gonna be harder. It's gonna be a lot harder to do. But I just wanna like, for me, I just really wanna like purpose like in my heart, like I'm not gonna do it, because I feel like it can get tough and stuff like that. But you gotta hold firm in moments like that. So that's that. Let's move on.
I enjoy watching porn.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, prayers.
Okay, so porn does release a lot of
All right. Yeah, I don't watch porn because I've kind of like heard of the dangers of it, really, and like I've heard of a lot of people that have in my life that have like watched it and they've been hooked on it and they can't get out of it, or they've been struggling, or it was a struggle for them in the past. And so for me, it was like I was like I've gotta you've gotta like, and I like, and there are times where I feel like I get horny and I get like, oh, I wanna, but like I feel like you gotta have to like redirect that like energy to something else and something good, because it's gonna happen a lot of times, and you just gotta be strong. Again, purpose in your heart. You're not gonna do it because it's damaging. Like, like people always talk about, oh, masturbation's healthy and all that stuff, but watching porn is unhealthy. It's unhealthy for the mind and how you are. I've read a lot about stuff like that. So it's not a good thing to do. And even from a non-Christian standpoint, which I haven't even gotten into how bad it is in God's eyes, but yeah, people have that opinion. Yeah, I guess, but yeah, I would definitely, obviously, strongly disagree, since I don't really watch it and I don't really think I would ever want to. But yeah, it's that's an interesting thing.
Dopamine. So we technically all do enjoy it, but it's the after the fact you realize like how horrible that was.
Yeah, I
You're
guess
watching
that's
two people
technically
have
true.
sex through a phone screen.
Having fun in the
bathroom.
moment, but then after.
It's kind of disgusting. I'm on like over 1,000 days no fap. I haven't watched porn in over 1,000 days, so I was exposed to it at like 10 years old. It's not natural. It's not healthy at all.
Whoa. See, that's powerful, bro. When you hear people that like overcame it and like cut it out entirely, like, yo, that's pretty insane. Like, yeah, you know, because like it's one thing to not ever get into it like me and just like, you know, just kind of be having your mind like, and now you're at the age where you're able to control more, but like being able to just be addicted to it but then cut it off, that's so powerful. So I felt like I had to say something like that.
I try not to watch it, but when I do watch it, I do enjoy it, so I have to be honest here. But I really have been trying to do more nofap, you know, but I'm just not to 1,000 days or anything like that.
I mean,
That's a commitment.
watching
3
porn is
years?
like a private experience. I mean, y'all don't like go out and say, hey y'all, I watch porn and stuff. I mean, I see watching porn as like an outlet of like my sexual frustration. Like it helps me like maintain my virginity.
Because I haven't had sex myself and experienced that, it's been almost a tool for me to kind of learn and understand how sex works, because I didn't ever have a sex ed class or health or anything like that. There are different types
Bro,
of porn.
why don't they
Some
teach
are,
this
like,
stuff,
more
bro? They really
romantic
need
and
to.
natural, I feel like, and some are a little bit crazy. There's beauty to some that is natural and how it actually would be. I don't think it's all bad.
So do you believe that what you see in the porno videos is actually how people have sex in real life?
No, not in most.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess some people, like, if you want to know, like, how to do it and all that stuff, I'm not really interested in all that stuff. Again, you know, with the right person, we can explore that stuff. But I think that, yeah, I think that, I guess that's a fair point if you want to, you know, really, like, learn a bit. But I from what I've heard, I don't think you learn a lot from porn. I think it's a lot of acting and a lot of, you know, what are you doing, step bro? Yeah, that is so. I just don't think there's a lot in it. But you know, to each their own. I feel.
I think about having sex a lot. 3, 2, 1, go.
For a while, like,
Do I think about having sex? I don't know. I don't usually. I don't. I definitely have thought about it. I think about it in a medium amount. So I'd be in this slightly agree, I guess, because I feel the thing is, sex is everywhere. Literally, like, no matter what show you watch or no matter what thing you're doing, I mean, like, it's gonna pop up, it's gonna be a feature. So I feel like if it's everywhere in your society, and like, believe me, I use TikTok and there's a whole lot of stuff related. I mean, like, there's so much in our society, in our culture, and I don't really appreciate that aspect. But I think that I think that the fact that makes it that it's such a topic that people love that people enjoy, that you're gonna be thinking about it a lot. But again, so, you know, you gotta make sure you don't think about it too much, because that leads into a bad place.
I kind of low-key thought something was wrong with me because I never thought about it at all. It's not something that ever popped up. I always knew I was a little different because I just never thought about it or wanted to think
All right,
about it.
someone's
I feel
cool.
the same way, actually. I thought something was wrong too, and then one of my friends was like, well, maybe you're asexual. And
Yes, I saw that and I
took
Googled it and I was like, is this me?
Yeah, and I
But it-
kind of took offense to it. It made me feel like something was
What?
wrong with me, you know?
I do think about it a lot, but I thought about it a lot more when I wasn't abstaining from like porn and masturbation. instead of just thinking about it and just either going to waste it out by just masturbating, obviously, or going to find a partner to do it with. Instead, I just sit down, crisscross, and I literally just meditate, and then I focus on channeling that sexual desire that we're all born with, and I channel it into something that actually would benefit me, like making YouTube videos, working out.
For me, I constantly think.
Whoa. Okay. I don't know why this guy intrigues me. Yeah. I feel like that's a good. That's good advice. You definitely, when you get in those situations where you're like, oh my god, when you think about that stuff, it's good to just kind of like get up, or get running, get exercising, do something like that, or meditate like he's doing. That stuff's important. So that's pretty cool.
Think more about finding the right partner for me, finding the right guy in my relationship. I went through like really bad fallouts with like other people. I just don't want to feel like I'm just nothing. I just want to feel like I'm someone to someone's life outside my family.
Our culture focuses on women's virginity more than men's. 3, 2, 1, go.
I knew all the women were going to go right to the right. And I don't know. I disagree with this. But I think it's more complicated than just that. Because women are encouraged to keep their virginity. But it's not even that. They're not encouraged to keep their virginity, but they're more encouraged to not have a lot of sex. They're discouraged to have a lot of sex. Like women are like, if a woman has like enjoys sex and has a lot of sexual partners or whatever, people are critical of them, right? But it's not that. I think women's virginity is valued in some places, but like I feel like a lot of it is just, oh my god, you can have a little bit of sex, but don't have too much because then you're a whore, But for dudes, it's like you're a dude, you're a guy, you have to have sex, right? And if you don't, then you're looked at as less. Like, oh yeah, you can't get a girl, or you can't get with a girl. Oh man, yeah, I mean, like, it's an insult in guy language. Like, they call you a virgin. Like, oh my god, you're just some virgin incel. Like, for me, it's definitely more focused on among guys and with guys, at least virginity specifically. Like, if we're talking about sex, I think it's more focused on with women, but I think virginity specifically is more with men, because men are expected to just love sex and think about sex all the time and do a bunch of sex, and they're praised the more sex they have. There's no man whore thing like that. So if someone is not having sex at all, they're looked at as less, and that happens all over. And it's looked at a downside. So I feel like our culture focuses on men's virginity more, which is why I would say disagree, but not strongly, just disagree. But yeah, I want to see what these people think.
I have
You need me to read it again?
no. I don't know.
I feel like men are more praised when they're a virgin. I feel like people put more attention on them whenever they are a virgin. It's a bigger deal.
I know
What?
growing up,
What? That's not true. When dudes are virgins, they are not praised. They are not praised in any way. They're absolutely crapped on. Nobody. They're just like, it's almost sad the amount that it happens.
the people who I was taught by put a lot of pressure to keep yourself pure or to, cover yourself as a woman for the sake of men. Either we're seen as more promiscuous if we do it, or we're seen as more prude if we don't.
Yeah.
I would counter that by saying, for a guy, you're seen as like, what's wrong with you? Like, if you're still a virgin. Whereas if you aren't a virgin, it's like, okay, finally you're on our team now. You're normal now. Okay, so we almost kind of get like shamed, like, who's that guy?
That's so true. That is so true, and that's an important aspect. And that's kind of what I was talking about with what she was saying. Yeah, that's important. I mean, women. When it comes to sex and in general, I think women are. It's definitely a bigger thing, and we say a lot more for women. Oh, you can't have too much sex. Oh, you can't dress in a way that would make a man want to have sex with you. Oh, you can't do this. It is a lot, and I feel like in that aspect, women have it worse. But I think in terms of virginity and the focus on virginity, men have it worse. So yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Take a step for you, bro. I'm gonna take a step.
Yo, it's perfectly divided during the middle. The dudes are on this side, the girls are on this side. This is exactly this is how I expected it to start because girls feel a certain way, guys feel a certain way. They're like, "Oh, we have it worse," or "We have it worse." Most of the time, girls do actually have it worse, but in this case, I think the guys are right.
It's true.
So women get shamed for sleeping around, but
Right.
men get shamed for not.
Exactly.
That's
Bars.
messed up.
Especially when like older male virgins get ridiculed, like, why aren't you like having a girlfriend or something? Why aren't you getting married soon? Or, you're an incel then, right? I mean, it's just a different dynamic when it comes to being ridiculed as a female virgin compared to like a male virgin.
No one's ridiculed
Being a
as a female
virgin
version.
is tied to my religion. 3,
Oh boy.
2, 1, go.
Yeah, I'd expect that. Um, me being a virgin is tied to Christianity, but not in the way that it's not just oh God told me I can't have sex. Sorry, but I mean like I genuinely like feel that way, and also it's a great way to focus on stuff because at least in the Bible, Paul, the Apostle Paul, talks about virginity and how in your years where you're not with anyone, you can, be on fire for God and, you can really get into your prayer life and all that stuff and really grow closer in your relationship with God. And so that's kind of how I feel. Like when I'm single, I gotta, I can really focus on other stuff. Because when I'm in a relationship or when I'm married, I gotta focus on my partner and things like that. And so the way Paul literally was a virgin his whole life. Paul was a um, not only was he a virgin, but he just never got married, which that should be the other way around. But yeah, basically, Paul never got married, and he probably never had sex if that's the case. So for me, it's like look at all the great things he did, but it happened because he wasn't distracted by things like that. So for me, I mean, I'm good. I want to get married eventually, and obviously, sex comes with that. But for me, I'm also my mind is I'm like now I gotta focus, now I gotta grind, and now I gotta really profit from not having that stuff to focus on. So that's how I feel. Let's see what these people say.
It is my decision, but it is very much tied to my Catholicism and what we're taught about the sacred, just the holiness
She's
of
a
the body
Catholic?
and soul. And
She's a Catholic? No, I'm kidding. I'm glad she's a Christian at least. I'm a Protestant though. Protestantism is the bestintism. Sorry. Can you imagine being No, I'm kidding. All right.
the value that your virginity is, not even just, from a strictly biological sense, but the fact that you're willing to wait and you're willing to put off something that the world is trying to push on you.
Isn't being a virgin tied to every religion? Technically, they all say like no premarital sex.
Well, if you're not religious, though, then maybe.
Yeah, it's tied to a lot. It's not tied to every religion, though. I don't think every religion is like, don't have sex till marriage. But Christianity does. I think Islam does. Those are the only two I really know that their stance.
Individually, it's not tied to your beliefs.
Yes, I'm not religious. I don't go to church as much as I should, but it's my decision. It's not a religion for me.
The way I see it is God put us here for reasons, and most people don't follow those reasons, but the few who do, they are rewarded for following the path. So I almost kind of see it as almost kind of like a superpower. That God is like, hey man, you're on my side, you're doing my work, you're walking my path, good work. Like,
I mean, it's true. That is,
like, it's gonna be what?
I mean, like, sex does create new life, right? So if you're abstaining from that, you're not just giving it to just about anybody. that is a superpower because it's staying within your own self. And if you can learn how to control it and channel that sexual energy by other means, you can put more work into your school, into your job, passion, hobby, instead of just having it stay as sexual energy.
Right.
Yes, that's so important. That is so important. Yeah, he's right. He's right. Yeah, when it is kind of a superpower in a way that you're not focused on that, and you're not dealing with that really that much at all. So, yeah, that's definitely, which I was talking about that before, that you can redirect that energy that you would spend with sex and porn and all that stuff to do things that really do affect life.
And just relying on that answer as it's my religion, staying faithful to what you believe in anything, not just sex, it can be very difficult because we are human,
Yeah.
So
Bars.
Nature.
yeah, just because we have the excuse or reasoning of religion doesn't make it any easier for us.
Yes. I feel like I was a part of this.
Walking together. We're still saying goodbye, but I'm walking the
That
same
way?
direction.
Yeah, okay. That actually went really well, I feel. I feel like we all got a lot from that. I don't know why. I feel like I'm a part of them. I don't know. But yeah. I mean, yeah, that's exactly how it feels. Like, it's human nature to, want to do all that stuff. And it's evolutionary. So, that's always going to be a thing. But, it's good to restrain on that. But yeah, basically, I really enjoyed this one. There wasn't anything super toxic. Most people were agreeing. The only thing I disagreed with was that girl who said that girls are praised are like, what? I can't remember. Was it saying that guys were praised for being virgins? I thought that was ridiculous. But I don't live in her world. But other than that, I really enjoyed that video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Time to break the third wall. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I haven't posted it in a while, but hopefully I'll be back on that grind sooner or later. Thank you guys for watching this video, and spending time with me. But yeah, I already said thank you guys for watching, so we're gonna leave now. Okay. Like and subscribe. Okay, bye.